Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to run through a little bit of list building after the new Psychic Awakening rules have come out. Now, as you guys know, or should know at this point, the new Psychic Awakening rules are really good for our faction, but they do require quite a lot of CP. And by that I mean a metric ton of CP. You need as many as possible. So some of you guys know that the list that I was running before was, single battalion, an outride, and a mixed vanguard. Obviously, that is no longer on the cards for me, and I wouldn't suggest it to you either at this point, simply because we want to have those tools. We want to be able to do those different synergies, those different things with these new rules that are so fantastic. So I think at this point, if you're building a list and you're building a new list, we're looking either at double battalion, potentially plus vanguard, or we're looking at a brigade. And a lot of people don't rate the brigade because they don't rate void weavers. However, for 15 CP and still the ability to use the void weavers to do things like objective grabbing and all the rest of it, I don't think they are the worst choice now. Now, their damage output is still subpar, there's nothing to write home about. I'm not disputing that. But what I am saying is that they can have a place within a list purely on the basis of their ability to actually be reasonably durable nowadays, and also on top of that, to give you those CP that you need to fuel a lot of what you're looking at. So the first list for today that I'm going to run through, and I'm going to go through a few of these over the next few days, is my brigade list for the Harlequins. Now, I've had this for quite a while. I wrote it actually a while back simply because I've always thought it would be a fun thing to use because you don't see them very often, but also just because there is a tactic and an idea behind this. And honestly, I wrote this straight after the new ITC secondaries came out, and I still haven't gotten around to using it, still haven't gotten around to practicing with it. I'm hoping to do that after lockdown, and maybe I can hit up a few people on Tabletop Simulator just to try it out, see what happens, because it will be fun, and I'd like to see how it will work out on the tabletop. Because I have the ideas in my head, but these things don't always work out the way that we think. So what is the list? I'll put it down below as well, but it starts off with our 3 HQs that we need. So I've got a Shadowseer, I've got 2 Troop Masters, and one of them has a Harlequin's Kiss, just because I have the points, and because, it's nice to make one of them more effective. The other one is left completely blank, but I can give him the new, wonderful, juicy little sword if I want to make him more effective in combat. Then I've got 3 units of absolute bog standard troops. 3 units of 5, no upgrades. They are there pretty much to screen out the board, to add threat saturation, to be able to pick up and then put onto objectives if I need them to, screen out my characters, that sort of thing. Then I've got another 3 units of troops, and they do have 3 melee upgrades each. I have played them with 1 Caress and 2 Kisses before, and I quite liked that, simply because of the versatility that you can add. I'll play around with it a little bit, see exactly what it is that I need from it. But yes, that's all 6 troops that we need. Then I've got, for my fast attack, 3 units of 5 Skyweaver jet bikes. Now, I quite liked having units of 5 for ITC, particularly to mitigate the kind of gangbusters points that they give up, and they still have quite a lot of effective threat, essentially. They act for me in this list as A, one of my hammer units, and B, a massive distraction con effects where pretty much anyone has to deal with them before they deal with all of my annoying other little units. In my elite slot, I have 2 Death Jesters and a Solitaire, which is kind of understandable. I need the Solitaire for things like Hero's Path. He also adds a significant amount of damage output, and I love my Death Jesters. As you guys know, I'm still running my Death Jester with the Player of Twilight, but now I'm going to give him, usually, Kagoric's Lament, just to give him a little bit of extra killy power. So, those are my characters and my bikes, which are the main threat. They're the main damage dealers in the list. They're the ones that I'm basically using my CP to power up, and the nice thing about this is that I have the CP to then spend pre-game on things like the new rolls, I can choose my relics to basically tailor towards my opponent. So if I'm coming up against hordes, then obviously I take things like the Suit of Hidden Knives with the Solitaire with the extra roll so that he gets -1 to hit already naturally, and my Shadow Seal will have a further -1. I'm not sure if I'll go for the full -4 simply because the Twilight Pathways is just such a useful spell that I'm always going to have it. Then obviously I have my 3 Void Weavers. They have got prismatic cannons because A, that's what I built them with, and B, it gives them a little bit of versatility in the list for a bit of extra damage output. They're still not fantastic, as I say, but they can be annoying. They might cap a few wounds or something, and generally just float about the place, taking objectives and hopefully not dying too quickly. To round it all off, I've got 3 Star Weaver transports. Now the idea behind this entire list is pretty much just to be about threat saturation, movement-based tactics where I try and take as many objectives as I possibly can, using the bikes as my main source of damage output, along with a few nasty characters. With those 15 CP, as I say, I can kind of tailor towards my opponent. I can work out exactly what it is that I want to use against different armies, and I do think it could actually have play. Now, with the ability with the Player of Twilight to get CP back, it means that over the course of the game, I can use more and more of those nice little tricks and tools that we have access to. Also, it means that if I do go on a spending spree on CP pre-game in terms of like pivotal rolls and all the rest of it, I'm still going to have a good, 10, 11, maybe even 12 CP to use on those stratagems that are now going to be absolutely game winning. So that's the first list. I will be coming back soon in the next few days with my one of my other lists that I'm thinking about running, but I just wanted to kind of start the discussion. I'd love to see what you guys are coming up with now post chapter approved. I'm seeing a lot of 12-man Frozen Stars troop squads, which I can really understand. I know that they're a really potent, powerful damage dealer these days. And it's really interesting to see what everyone's doing. It's been a very, very exciting week, and I've got lots more planned for it. So thank you guys for listening. As I say, in the comments down below, let me know what you think. If you think I'm completely mental, like so many others, then feel free to say you're a crazy person. If you think that I'm onto something, give me some support. It's always nice to hear from different people. I have been discussing the list with some very, very good gamers and the reason why I want to kind of go for this. And this is one of the options that I'm genuinely thinking of running on a competitive level. Okay, thanks a lot guys, and see you next time. Bye.